Okay, so if you're a young woman navigating dating and you actually want a marriage, or better yet, if you're a mother who wants to give her daughter real insight and life-changing advice about dating, do yourself a favor and forget the Hollywood script. Instead, learn to look for these classic red and green flags in men. I promise you, if you can learn to read these classic signs, you are saving yourself and your daughters years of trauma and therapy and will almost guarantee them a happy, healthy marriage. So let's get started first with the red flags. Think of red begins with the letter R. R means run, okay? The classic first red flag is love bombing, okay? This is over the top early affection, like, oh, you're my soulmate, or I, can't live without you, or no one understands me except you, or you're perfect, etc., etc. It's pretty much anything that you hear in the movies. This is the number one red flag that I think could save you above all else, because it's the easiest one to detect if you know what to look for. This alone will save you if you have the power to resist the lies being sold to you. If someone is speaking to you as if he's a character in a movie, run like hell and don't look back. Your future self will thank you. Next up, we have emotional unavailability or hot and cold behavior. These can be seen in the form of inconsistent texts, mixed signals, fear of commitment. If you find yourself pondering the meaning of his messaging or confused about what he's saying or feeling, run. This is a dopamine addiction. This is not love. I can fix him thoughts. Trauma dumps. When a guy tells you about his tragic past, the things that he's experienced that has hurt his ability to get close to anyone, except you, of course, he feels safe talking to you. This is classic emotional manipulation used to obscure poor behavior, rage, control, or isolation from friends and family. He is essentially weaponizing your empathy. And you, of course, you see the real him. You see his potential. But please, for the sake of your happiness, do not bet your whole life on someone else's potential. This is one of the biggest mistakes that I see in women who get caught up in these relationships. If a person actually has potential, then they would actively be using it to better themselves and achieve their goals. That is not your job to build him up and fix him to reach his potential. Run and focus on your own potential instead. Next, we have disrespect for boundaries. Pushing physical and emotional limits, jealousy that isolates you or makes you feel like you have to earn basic decency. Real love is not built on disrespect. So if you feel yourself being pushed, you're being pushed down a dark road that you will be stuck on unless you turn around and make a run for it. Next, we have no accountability. He blames everyone for his problems. He never apologizes genuinely or turns conflict into your fault. This is another classic narcissistic abuse tactic, and it's the exact opposite of how a healthy man operates. Do not waste your time with someone who refuses to take responsibility for his actions. Next up, we've got constant drama and unreliability dressed up as passion. You see, we enjoy watching these things on the big screen. It's sadly entertainment for us, but in the real life, this is absolute hell. We want to feel safe and at peace in our relationships. Being in a constant crisis means that you're going to be living in a constant state of survival, which has its own consequences the longer you stay. I actually have a friend who was in a decade-long, very chaotic, abusive relationship. And it got so bad towards the end that she actually told me she went to the doctor and they told her that she was experiencing organ failure and it was due to the stress of the relationship. That is what awaits you the longer you stay in chaos. Prioritize your peace above all things. All right, we got through the red flags. So now we're going to look at the green flags. These are things to look for if you're looking for a healthy, long-lasting relationship. So when you see these, think green. Green begins with G. G means go. So first up, we've got consistent effort and reliability. He does what he says. He shows up on time. He follows through. Emotional availability from the start. No chasing required. It's not as exciting, but believe me, I say this from personal experience. This is at the heart of feeling safe and stable in a relationship, most especially if you're coming out of abuse. You got to trust this. You got to resist the temptation to run away because, if you're coming out of an abusive situation and you finally are with someone who is stable, it's going to feel so boring and cringy and it's just going to feel wrong and you're going to want to run away. Don't run away. Stay until your brain has a chance to rewire. And I promise you that the longer you stay, the more rewired your brain will get. And you're going to get to the point where you're going to recognize and appreciate this extremely underrated virtue. Next, we have emotional maturity and self-awareness. He handles conflict calmly. He takes responsibility, communicates honestly. He can be vulnerable without weaponizing it. Emotional maturity and emotional intelligence is so important. I would argue it's more important than a person's intellectual ability, as I know some very smart people who've made some not so smart decisions when it comes to relationships. So if you come from abuse, having someone who is emotionally regulated is going to help emotionally regulate you when you can learn to appreciate life without the chaos. Next, we have respect and kindness. He celebrates your successes. He's on your team. He's rooting for you. There's no competition. There's no ego. And this actually goes both ways too. So make sure that you yourself are doing the same for him. You both need to support and root for the other. Don't compete against each other. Next, we have shared values and long-term vision. He talks about future goals with family and faith, stability, aligned with yours. He wants a partnership, not just passion. If you are in the dating stage, I recommend getting all of this right out in the open, right away. Do not waste your time with someone who doesn't share your values. I mean, I'm a firm believer that when it comes to people's character dynamics and quirks, opposites most definitely attract. But when it comes to your values, your morals, your beliefs, you have to align on those things with your partner. You have to be in alignment with that. It's non-negotiable because no matter what you do, it's not going to work out. Next up, we've got integrity and humility. He's honest even when it's hard. He admits faults. No games or performative charm masking flaws. Again, a very underrated quality, especially in today's world. But for me, it is without a doubt the most attractive quality in a man. The one who is true to themselves and don't try to be someone that they're not. They're real, and they are keepers. And finally, calm connection that grows. Feels safe and energizing, not exhausting. Again, another big green flag. If the relationship is moving along slowly, that's a very good sign. That's a sign of a healthy relationship forming. And those instant connections that we see in the movies, they rarely work out in the real world. So take things slow and let things happen organically. Real love isn't a constant high, and it's not a life project. It's built on trust, mutual respect, shared growth, and communication, among other things. The honeymoon does fade away. This is true. But that is where the real love story begins, because it's the perseverance and the commitment to choosing each other every day that makes the best love stories. Don't forget that Hollywood sells fantasies that set women up for failure. Don't get caught up in the unrealistic expectations. It's a lie that if the honeymoon phase doesn't last forever, then that means something's wrong. No. Stop letting virtuous, ready-to-commit men be friend-zoned because they're boring. Stop chasing excitement and end up in burnout wondering, where are all the good men? Bridget Jones reminds us that the boring good guy often has the qualities that make a great husband: virtuous, truthful, and steadfast. And that is what we should be looking for. Ladies, good men do exist out there, but they're just not going to play the games that culture rewards. So raise your standards, prioritize peace and respect and compatibility over drama. So if you find yourself struggling with finding a stable relationship, I want you to know that one of my specialties is narcissistic abuse recovery. It's an area that I truly love to coach people on because it literally helps people reshape their lives and believe in themselves again. A lot of times, this form of abuse will strip you of your identity because your identity is so wrapped up in this other person. I know how incredibly hard it is to break away from that and rebuild your life again after a toxic relationship. As I described earlier in this episode, it's an actual addiction. And when it comes to matters of the heart, it's not easy to face that reality that the person who made you feel alive, feel loved, someone that you envisioned spending your whole life with, was ultimately a lie. I can help give you the tools to recognize this relationship for what it is, build your self-worth back up, and begin to believe that future happiness is possible. So I highly encourage you, even if you're not ready to commit to an actual full program with me, to book a free discovery call with me anyway. For 30 minutes, you'll have my full ear to talk about your situation. I will leave you with some practical first steps, and then from there, you have at least some kind of a plan moving forward. When you're in this state, taking that first step is the hardest thing to do. And it's even harder when you feel completely alone. But I'm here to tell you that you are not alone, and that help is here if you need it. So please feel free to book your free discovery call at amlifecoaching.com. So I really would love to know what movies you have all shaped your view of love and romance. Please share your favorites in the comments below, and share this episode with a friend who may be struggling to find love. We can only hope and pray that some of this commentary will give them a new perspective on love. Thanks for watching this clip from the Grateful Wife podcast. If you'd like to hear more of what I have to say, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel so I can help make the channel grow. I really thank you for watching, and may God's peace be with you.